curiosity. My name is Will, and welcome to another review here on Alpha Omega Wolf Productions. So, that was my dog earlier. You can hear her right now. We are going to be talking about a movie that was nominated for a couple of Oscars this year.
Didn't win.
What?
Didn't win them.
Didn't win anything, but we still thought it was good. Guillermo del Toro's Nightmare Alley, starring Bradley Cooper and Kate Blanchett. And this tells the story of a carny who teams up with a, I guess, psychiatrist as they kind of try to outwit each other. So this is a remake of the 1947 version. So we went into this completely blind because we haven't seen the 1947 version.
I want to review it now.
Yes, now I'm very curious after seeing this to see just how different it is. So, Jessup is a big Guillermo del Toro fan.
I will admit I'm more used to seeing cool creatures in his films, but I still enjoyed this.
And I like his movies. But after seeing this, I thought it was good. I liked it. I mean, it's not as good as other movies that were nominated at the Oscars, but I'd say this is at least an honorable mention, I think.
Yeah. What I really found interesting was that it starts out with Cooper's character kind of learning how to do the carny stuff before he meets Blanchett's character.
No, and it kind of takes a while for I guess some plot to move forward, but I guess it kind of helps Bradley Cooper's character move forward, how he actually learns everything he knows when we get into, I guess, the second half of the movie.
Yeah. And I really liked even the first half's enjoyable because it's just him interacting with these carny people.
No, we have quite a few stars in this movie. We have Toni Collette, we have Ron Perlman, you have David Statham.
William Dafoe's the
William Dafoe. I mean, you got a bit of a star-studded cast here.
Yeah. What's interesting, Will, I took note about this is that this movie had geeks, not the geeks like the two of us, but like crazy people geeks.
Yes.
And early on, I kind of predicted that it would end with Cooper's character becoming a geek,
which made this movie all the more disturbing.
Yeah, I mean, these geeks, as they're called back then, I guess.
Yeah, because
we're not treated well. They're kind of just like drunks pulled off the street who were just turned into basically like animals, or treated like animals and became like kind of rabid.
Pretty much.
It was not cool. This would just get shut down nowadays.
Oh yeah, 100%. I think a lot of things that happened in this movie, because this takes place during the early 40s, and there's a lot of stuff that happened back then that really wouldn't fly today.
Yeah, but I mean, in a movie, yeah, I get it for a movie trying to depict the time period.
How about we talk about the chemistry between Bradley Cooper's character and Molly?
Yeah. They started out very nice when they're at the carny, but he just became so awful in the second half. It was kind of like I felt like the movie was kind of like a fall from grace for him.
No, it was like we get to, I'd say, past the first third, and that's when things start to get really good. But then it starts to go downhill, I think.
Yeah, for the character, not the movie. The movie's great all the way through.
Oh no, the movie. I really liked the movie. But Cooper's character, he has a bit of a tragic backstory, which does come into play later, but it really doesn't help his character at all, I don't think.
Yeah, you're supposed to sympathize with him in the first half when he's with the carnies, but
in the later half, it's like he's just become like this big jerk.
Yeah, and then after his big downfall, he finds himself like homeless and all that. He eventually finds a carny, another carny, who had bought in some of the relics from the old carnival that apparently was no longer in production. And then he's having a drink with the leader guy, and he says, "We do need a new geek." He's like, he just smiles and says, "I was born to be a geek, and then
It's
cut
almost
to black.
it's almost like another Joker origin story.
You could look at it that way, but for the 40s.
That's true. That is true. Um,
It kind of ends the same way as that movie too.
yeah. I mean,
They don't
this
really
movie,
show
the
us
movie was
him
also
as a
nominated
geek.
for best costumes, and I did like the costumes in this movie.
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
I did like some of the cinematography too.
yeah. I put too much love in Del Toro during the Oscars predictions video. I
Mhm.
think I voted for Nightmare Alley in like every category.
I mean, what was it nominated for? Like 4 awards, I think.
I think so. Didn't win any, but whatever. I mean, I still
Um,
love it,
yeah,
and I went
but
into it blind too.
yeah,
It was
but
just my love for Del Toro that blinded me during the Oscars.
I understand. I kind of feel the same way sometimes. So, like, I remember when we were going to watch Tenet. I wanted to like it no matter what because it's a Christopher Nolan movie. But
The first half was confusing. Second half was
yes,
much better.
yes,
And even then, going back, I've tried watching like bits and pieces of that movie since then, and the movie is good in the first half. It's just getting just on a first time viewing, it's just hard to understand.
yeah. Maybe during a second full viewing, you start to understand it more. Maybe it's
Oh,
kind of like
I did when I watched it the second time.
okay, yeah, maybe I'll do that as well. Maybe it's the same thing for
Yeah,
this version. I don't know.
even watching videos on YouTube because that is a mind bender movie.
Yeah.
It offered a whole
But anyways, we like this movie. I think Jessup likes it more than I did.
Del Toro fan.
That's fair. Yeah, it has a pretty star-studded cast, some nice cinematography and costumes. This is at least in my opinion not as good as like other movies that were nominated, but I think it's pretty high up there for
Yeah.
sure. All right, so I actually told Jessup about what I wanted to do next week. It's a Pokemon movie that actually came out not too long ago. That's on Netflix called Secrets of the Jungle, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing what he thinks about this one.
We did not do well the last ones. I forgot you mentioned that to me.
No, this is going to be a very interesting one. I'm curious to see what you think of this
Oh, jeez.
version.
I'm
All
scared
right.
now.
So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new, subscribe for more content. And until next time, we'll see you next week.